Hi there. In this video I want to go through some of the daily tasks that I do every day at SFI. Obviously, when you start a new business, getting into a regular daily routine is very important. So these tasks are really something that you need to focus on getting into the habit of doing every single day. Now, as you can see, I'm at the SFI Affiliate Centre and I've logged into my home page. Now, towards the top of the page here, there are some red tabs and they all represent a task that you can do to earn Versa points. As it says up here, red tabs have not been visited today, earn 1 VP for each. So what you need to do first of all is go to your to-do list. Now yours may look a little different from mine, especially if you're new to SFI, because there are an awful lot of getting started tasks that will be on your to-do list when you first start out that I've already done, so they've disappeared from mine. So don't worry that yours looks a little different to mine. But what we're interested in today is the daily actions that we've got here. All these that are showing up as one per day. Now when you go down the list, there are actually 12 VP that you can earn every day just by doing your daily actions. So this is the to-do list. What you need to do here is you just need to have a look, check what needs doing, check what you can do today, and then once you've been through it, and you've gone down to the bottom, just click the blue button that says I have reviewed the information on this page. And what happens is that you're then awarded 1 Versa point for having done that. If we scroll down to the bottom again, you can see it now says 1 Versa point awarded today. So let's go back up to the top and then we move on to the next tab, which is the Tips tab. All of these tabs have some useful things on them, so there's always stuff to look at. So at the beginning of here we've got SFI's tip of the day. This is always different and it's always worth reading because there are a lot of interesting and useful things here. And then below that we have an affiliate tip of the day. Now as you can see, it says here rating already submitted, but if it's a new tip that you haven't seen before, then you can read through it, see if it made sense, if it seemed useful to you, and then you can rate it from 1 to 5 stars. And then down here we have a little quote of the day, and today's is from Napoleon Hill. I like Napoleon Hill quotes a lot, he talked a lot of sense. And then there's a couple of other little bits of information, and then again just click the blue button. It always takes a while for the blue button to become active, so you may as well take your time scrolling down the page and looking at the information that's there. So then we can move on to Stream, and as you can see the tabs that we finished with are turning grey, which means that you know that you've claimed the VP for that page. Now Stream is where you can post useful little snippets of information for your team. You've got a lot of options here. You can either send it to your own personally sponsored affiliates, co-sponsored affiliates, both, various generations, all of those, or your A2A friends, and we'll get to the A2A tab in a minute, so I'll talk to you a little bit more about that then. Now this is my last stream post that I made, which was 5 days ago, which is a bit naughty of me because they recommend a maximum of 3 days, but this was quite an important one, so I wanted to leave it here for people to see. So as you come down, you can see all the latest posts from SFI Corporate, which are always interesting to read because they give lots of updates about what's going on. And then below that you get posts from your team, which is from the people that are above you, so your immediate upline and then people further up. And as you can see, some of mine post regularly, which is nice. And then below that you've got posts from your A2A friends, and then below that e-commerce affiliate stores that you follow. Some of them are very, very active at posting in the stream, and others don't post very often. So then click the blue button. It's taking its time a little bit this time. Okay, that's done. And then we can move on to the TripleClicks tab. Now there are 2 things that you can do on this tab. So the first thing is there's a deal of the day, which is normally a much better price than normal. And then as you go down, you can see the current price benders auctions. Oh, there's a MacBook Air going at the moment. Might have to look at that in a minute. And then upcoming auctions and various other options of links as you come down. That's where you can see that a Samsung Chromebook sold for 33 cents yesterday. Then down here in this new at TripleClicks section, you can just click on this view products added in the last 72 hours. Now what this is going to give you is it's going to give you 1 Versa point for viewing the latest items at TripleClicks. So we'll just wait for that one to load. And then I always like to take a look and see what people are adding at TripleClicks, because you can see there are so many different things. A coffee bean grinder, for example, clothing, soap, jewellery, watches. So there are so many different things that you can get at TripleClicks. This is actually really, really interesting to see the different things as they're being added. And then here we are. This is focused on internet marketers. As you can see, a lot of the products that are being added are actual physical products that are shipped to you. It isn't all about digital products and advertising and things like that. TripleClicks is very, very much a real store with products that it sells actually to customers rather than just to SFI affiliates. So that's all completely loaded, and we've had a scroll down. So let's close that one and go back to the affiliate center. Then we can carry on down the page here. A little bit of information about ECAs and Wave 3, what the current special is for this month. And then down the bottom, we've got the blue button again, so just click that. And then the next tab is Scoreboard. Now this is where you can see how many Versa points you've got so far this month, how you're doing with your ranking. As you can see, I'm currently executive affiliate, and to qualify my bronze team leader rank, I need another 562 action points. So I've got enough sales points now, so I'll just wait for those. And then as you scroll down, you can get how much money you've earned so far this month. Obviously, we're partway through the month, so those figures don't remotely represent what I'm actually going to earn in the month, but you can see at the top you get direct commissions, and then your earnings from the executive pool and various other commissions, co-sponsors, T-credits, ECA, paper action, which I don't get involved with at all because I think it's a total waste of time, but again, that's something that will be covered in another video. And second home CSAs, which are allocated to team leaders every month, and those will be added to my account probably sometime in the next few days. And then down the bottom there's a little bit of information about what's in this box up here to make it a little bit clearer if it's new to you. And then you scroll down the bottom and there's a little bit more about ranks, and then again just click the blue button. Okay, so then we move on to A2A. Now, if you haven't actually looked at A2A before, you may not be able to do this tab initially. You may find that you need to sign up for A2A before you can do this tab. But A2A is very, very worthwhile, because once you've signed up for it, you can go into this tab and you have the option to add people either in your own country or people who've recently joined, and you can add them as friends. And then down here there's an option to search by various different criteria. And I've made a lot of friends on A2A since I've been on SFI, and these are people who I would never have met otherwise. And I've learned a lot, and I think I've managed to share a lot with people. So it's a great thing for me to be able to use A2A. So it's very, very worthwhile signing up for if you haven't yet. And obviously, once you've signed up, then you're able to claim the VP for the daily task, which is an extra 30 VP a month. Okay, so then we can move on to movers. Now this is the list of the people who are being most active in your own team. So if you haven't got a big team yet, you may not find that this page is actually full. It defaults to the top 10, but obviously you can list quite a few more, and you can list it slightly differently, and you can change different parameters for how people are listed. But basically this is as you start to build a team, this is where you get to see what your team are doing, who are the people who are most active, because SFI very, very much says work with the workers. The people who are really trying hard to build their business, give them all the support and help that you can, because your goal is to help them succeed. That's all that matters to you. If you can help your team to succeed, then you're going to succeed by default. So once you've seen what your team are doing, then you can come down to the bottom again and click the blue button. And then the next tab is growth. And this is the information about SFI as a whole. As you can see, we've got yesterday's top enrollers. You often see the same people on this list. Some people take the approach that you just sign up as many people as possible and you're inevitably going to get a few active ones. Other people take the approach, as I do, that it's better to pre-qualify people so that they already understand what SFI is and what they're going to need to do a little bit before they sign up. Because otherwise what you're doing is you sign up a lot of people, but most of them are inactive and a lot of them drop out after a while. Whereas if you start out by making sure that people understand the SFI business and understand how it works and the kind of work that they're going to need to do before they actually join, you find that you actually sign up a lot less people, but you sign up a lot more active people. So you probably won't see my name on this list because I don't sign up that many. And then over here you can see the countries that have had the most new sign-ups. And then a little bit further down here, there's some information about TripleClicks, various different things. But down the left here, this is interesting. This gives you the information about the people who recently made some achievements. You'll probably, if you're new, you'll be in the E365 contest at the moment. And at the top here you can see who is the newest class champ. Now, actually becoming class champ is quite an achievement. I tried to do it but didn't quite make it, and I did try hard, so it really is an achievement to become class champ. So it's definitely worth clicking the congratulate button and congratulating the class champ. And then down here we've got the newest fast tracker, newest executive affiliate, and then down here the newest team leaders. And I mean, again, most of these things are pretty good achievements, and it feels great when you achieve them. So it feels even better if someone congratulates you. And then right down the bottom here, we can see the most recent people who've signed up and who referred them. So then down the bottom here, click the blue button. Right, okay, so the next tab to go on to is goals. Now, if you haven't set your goals yet this month, you'll have quite a lot to do, and I'll create another video at the beginning of next month when I set mine to explain the process that I'm actually going through when I do this. But as you can see, these are the goals that I've got set for the month. Some of them I'm going to achieve, some of them I've probably got no chance of achieving, but they're things that I would actually like to achieve, which is why I've set them as I have. And then a little bit further down here are my long-term goals, which I can adjust at any time. And these are goals that I set up. Well, I didn't actually set them up. I did set them up when I joined, but then I changed them again. The last time I updated them was on the 11th of May this year. So you can update these goals. I try not to update mine too often because every time you update them, you update a new in 6 months, in 12 months. Because my initial in 5 years was 5 years from the date that I actually started with SFI, but it's now changed to 5 years from the 11th of May this year. So it's barely more than 4 years actually since the date that I joined this date. So I try not to update these too often. And then down the bottom here, you need to type in what you've actually done today to achieve your goals. Sometimes it'll just be a case of putting in, I've done my daily tasks. Sometimes you'll be putting in that you've done some advertising, that you've signed up a new PSA, personally sponsored affiliate, and that you've greeted them and you've been communicating with them. So basically anything that you've done to try and grow your SFI business. So what I'm going to type in here is that I've created this video. So created daily tasks video. There we are, and submit. And that's that one done. Now the next one is Ask SC. Now a lot of people don't actually bother with this tab, but that's a big mistake because this is a really important tab. Now what you have to do to get the VersaPoint here, and it seems like a lot of work for one VersaPoint, but it's really worthwhile, is you have to rate some of the answers to these questions. So what you need to do once you get here is you need to click on this blue Go button. And what it's going to do is it's going to load up a question and an answer. And what you need to do is you need to look at the question. So we're saying, what's the best answer to give to SFI prospects who ask how does it work and what do you do? And then you're going to have someone's going to have given an answer down here. Now what you need to do is read the answer, and to the best of your ability, it can be quite difficult when you're new, judge whether you think that answer was helpful or not. And then you can either vote green for yes or red for no. Now in order to get your VersaPoint for this task, you need to do 10 questions. So some people find it really tedious, but the reason it is important and not tedious at all is because some of these answers are so useful when you first start out. You can learn an incredible amount from Ask SC, so it's really, really worthwhile doing. So I'm just going to scan through this answer, sorry, and see what this one says. And this looks like a really useful answer, so I'm going to click on the green button to say that the answer was helpful. And once that's happened, it will take you on to the next question. Now, what I'm going to do, because I've got 10 questions to answer in order to get my VersaPoint for this task, is rather than sitting here going through all the questions and talking them through with you, I'm just going to pause the video while I go through and answer my 10 questions, or rate my 10 answers, sorry, and then I'll carry on with the video from that point to finish this process off with you. Right, here we are back again. Now, as you can see, I've voted on 9 answers now, so I'm about to do my 10th answer. So what are we looking at? How do you turn affiliates' employee mentality to a business owner mentality? I really love this question. And it really, really is a case of changing how people think and making them feel more empowered, which is what I aim to do for you with this training. And this looks like a good answer. Mind shift comes naturally as they work on the business, and there is no one looking over their shoulders. Yeah, I'll have to use my own initiative and think and do for myself, and that's exactly how it is. So let's say yes. And then it tells you that you've done 10 questions, 10 answers, so you've been awarded one VersaPoint. Now, if you want to earn additional entry in tomorrow's Daily Grand, rate 20 more answers. Now, when you're first starting out, I recommend that. I used to do 20 answers every day, every opportunity. I don't anymore, because I find I tend to actually run out of answers to rate if I try and do 20 a day, and I find sometimes that I get to it and I only have 2 or 3, so I just stick with my 10 a day. But when you're first starting out, you really don't want to miss any, so do click the click here to continue button. But what we're going to do now, it's saying to earn additional entry in tomorrow's Daily Grand Drawing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to click on Daily Grand Drawing, which is about to open up a new tab, and it takes us to the Daily Grand and General Contest page. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to scroll down the bottom here. As you can see, there are various other contests which you are welcome to look at, and all I'm going to do is just click the button to enter the Daily Grand. I've won prizes in the Daily Grand a few times, so it really is worth entering. Now, as you can see, all these red tabs have now turned grey. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tabs. Plus, we earned an extra VersaPoint on the TripleClicks tab. So we've got 1 VersaPoint that we haven't got yet. And the place to find that is if you go back to the to-do list. Now, as you can see from the date down here in the bottom corner, it's the 15th today. So as we scroll down, what we should see is we should see 15s next to these daily actions to say that I've done it for 15 days this month. Except for this one here, which is 14, which is for survey responses. Now, this is no real benefit to your SFI business other than the fact that you earn 1 VersaPoint a day for it. So it's not something that's absolutely essential to do. It's something that you can do if you choose to. And I'm just going to load it up for you to show you. Basically what they're doing is they're creating the next game, and they just want people to fill in the answers to the surveys to help them to compile all the information for the game. So all you need to do is just click the blue button, and then you get some rather strange survey questions. And basically what you need to do is you need to go through and you need to answer 20 questions, and once you've done 20 you get another VersaPoint. And again, if you're desperate for getting your VersaPoints to maintain your rank, then it's worth doing, because there are 30 or 31 Versa points a month just for doing this, so it is worth doing. So what I'm going to do for the moment is I'm just going to go back over to the Affiliate Centre, because there's one other daily thing that you can actually do. You don't get a Versa point for this, but it's very worthwhile to do. So if we go back over to the Alerts tab, which is basically the main page, there's an awful lot of information on here. Sometimes you get notifications at the top telling you that, for example, that you've just requalified your executive affiliate rank and you've been awarded 2 co-sponsored affiliates for doing that, or you might have a share it that you can share on Facebook or Twitter. It generally happens if you qualify a new rank, or you move to a new level in the E365 contest, or you win the Daily Grand, something like that. You'll get a share it to post. So that tends to appear at the top. And then here you've got the latest news. You've got an alert here about an SFI server downtime and just various other pieces of news. So you can click on those and it will open up a new tab, and then you can have a look and see what that piece of news is about. This is 3 new gateways have been added to the gateway list, and gateways are obviously your pages that you can advertise to bring in new people to SFI and TripleClicks. So there we are, we've got Eager Zebra gateways, which are the contest ones, and the other gateways have been refreshed. So all of these are useful little bits of news, things that you need to keep up to date with, because they will help you with promoting your business. And then here you can see all the latest posts on the forum. Now the forum is a fantastic place, and I will go into it in more detail in another video with you. But for the moment you can just scroll down and see if there's anything that looks interesting that you'd like to read about, and if you want to, then you can just click on it and read it. But otherwise, just click on the blue button at the bottom and you can get an extra entry in the Daily Grand. There we are. So that's it, that's your daily tasks. Now I cannot impress upon you more how important it is to get into a routine of doing those things every day. Now what I'm going to show you here is over on the left here, I've got this badge that says 365 daily Versa point streak. Now you get that badge when you've earned 10 Versa points every day for 365 days in a row. But what I will show you is, if we go over to scoreboard here, you can actually see that what they call my Versa point streak, I'm currently on my longest streak ever of 522 days. Now if you count back to the 9th of March 2013, which is the day I actually joined SFI, it is exactly 522 days. I haven't missed a single day since I joined SFI, and that is one of the things that I credit my success so far with SFI, is the fact that I've been consistent and I've logged into SFI every day and I've kept up to date, and I've done my daily tasks, and I've kept SFI in the front of my mind, and I've never let it slip, and it's become a part of my life. And that's so important. If you want to make a success of this business, you really have to make it a part of your life. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a look and see how long this video is so far. Right, just over 23 minutes this has taken, and obviously I've done a lot of talking. I haven't just sat here going through these tasks as fast as I can. So if I hadn't done all this talking, the tasks that we've gone through in this video would probably have taken no more than 15 minutes. Now to get into a regular daily routine of building your new business, 15 minutes a day is not a lot. So please commit yourself to doing that every day, and it will really, really make a difference to your results with this business.